Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Pepe. Had to make a video about this. These videos often do not get that many views anymore. They used to be amazing for views. A lot of people used to be interested in Pepe. I think if we zoom out here, I think it's quite obvious why less people are interested in that. But I think that's a mistake, all right? So if you normally don't watch Pepe, but now you watch this video because I will probably make some sort of a clickbait title, I think you should know what's going on, and I think that there's quite a lot of potential for Pepe actually. But I'll make my case. I'll tell you why, and I have to say I hold no Pepe at this point of time. All right, I considered buying here at the range lows. I did not. All right, so this is a purely objective and unbiased view, and I don't need any comments telling me, oh, you're just a bag holder, wanting us to buy so the price goes up. Not true. I just think it's an amazing opportunity. Now, first of all, excuse the chart here because the chart is relatively messy, but that is unfortunately the way Pepe looks. I mean, you can see a lot of spikes here, etc. So that's it. But all right. First of all, what we have seen this morning is that the market is quite strong. All right, Bitcoin is trying to fill that imbalance towards 84,800. And trying to break out above that as well. And we can see Pepe, which by the way, at this point of time is in the top 5 of volume. That is also, we'll get back to that later, but that is one of the key reasons why I think you actually need to watch Pepe. The volume is incredible. But you can see Pepe right here. It's correlated to Bitcoin for about 76%. All right, so that's lower than the other high market cap coins, but ultimately that is still very high. So a lot of the strength we've seen this morning is because of Bitcoin. But ultimately, what you can see as well is that Pepe, if you zoom out a bit here, is that we have mostly consolidated. If you take away that bullish move we had at the end of March, and if you take away this fake out right here we had at the start of March, we have mostly consolidated, and that's also our value area between 650 here with all the decimals, of course. And then the value area high, but you have also a 382 fib right here at 770. That is the range which we are in right now. All right, so purely technically, Pepe is actually quite stable. It's ranging right here. We have dropped down to the bottom of the range right here with a lot of volume, but you can see it was also defended with a lot of volume. And now we're back up to the middle of the range where most of the volume has been transacted. As you can see, the POC area between 730 and 710. But purely technically, look, over the course of today, a bullish European session is not always great. So I definitely do think that we can still do some sort of a pullback here, fill the fair value gap, drop down into 670, 680. But ultimately, purely technically, it is already most likely that we're going back up to the value area high. All right, we have bounced very nicely from the value area low. There's no real sign of weakness right here. So going up to the value area high, I already do expect. Also, and that's also in line with the market in general. So that is what I do expect. But ultimately, what I think is more interesting, but that's also for the longer term. Look, for now, I would expect that if we get back up to the range highs right here, we will reject back down. However, the last time that Pepe showed a lot of volume, that was right here at the start of this range, what happened is that we broke out later. And that was a beautiful move, all right, here from the POC. That was a move of about 30%. So you could have made a huge amount of money on that. And now you see the same, all right? There's a lot of volume coming into Pepe. Not every day we have a lot of volume, but ultimately, like, the average volume is very high here. So that makes me think that, all right, well, technically it's already most likely we'll do something like this. But that also makes me think that that is actually possible, as long as the market doesn't crash, all right, as long as the fundamentals don't significantly worsen, that we can break out and rally up higher, right? I find it a little bit tricky to predict that right now, since I don't know how the US market, the US equities market, will open today, and I don't know how strong Pepe will be after we hit the range highs right here. But ultimately, this is a possibility. I will keep you updated on that if you're interested in that, and this is what I expect. Those are my thoughts, right? That's what I think you need to know regarding Pepe. But Pepe, in my opinion, is very much a coin you need to keep your eyes on. That's it. Have a great weekend in advance. Take care and bye.